what is a vassal in Stronghold Kingdoms, and what can you do with them? Now, in general, a vassal is another player who is lower in rank than you are, and generally vassalizing them allows you to store troops in this lower rank player's village, and in return they can use those troops to defend their castle, and you can use them to attack other villages from the vassal's village. So how does this all work in Stronghold Kingdoms? Now, it's not apparent on the surface how it works, but so right here in the center of the screen I have one of my villages selected. You can select villages by clicking on the shield just above the village, or you can also select it. Alternatively, you can select it by going through the drop down menu top right corner. Now, once the village is selected, you'll notice there are several arrows protruding in different directions from it. Now, the green arrow is pointing to the selected village are vassals that I have that are vassal to this village. Now, the big arrow, blue arrow that's pointing away is the village I am vassal to. And now, when you vassal a player, you only vassal one of their villages. You don't vassal the entire player by vassalizing them. So one village can have as many vassals as you can hold, and the maximum amount of vassals you can have in the game is it's entirely dependent upon your rank in the game. So as you rank up and you gain more vassals, you gain the ability to hold more vassals. In this case, I am Crown Prince degree 19, which is that's about as high up as it gets. Let's see if I think it says here how many vassals you can have. No, okay. Anyway, there is somewhere in the Wikipedia for Stronghold Kingdoms, I believe it says how many vassals you can have at this rank. It's around 60 or something. But as I said, it goes up according to your current rank. If you are the peasant, bondman, whatever, I forget, the first rank is something like freeman. You can have one vassal. So really what effectively having a vassal does is it allows you to multiply your potential military power or prowess by an exponential number. Let's say as a crown prince, I now only have 31 villages. I could have 40 villages, and I could have 60 additional standing armies in my vassals' villages. So as you can see, vassals allow you to accumulate a vast amount of power as opposed to not having vassals. Now, one of the trickiest parts about having vassals is you need to find someone who is lower in rank, and it can be a sub-rank, such as Crown Prince degree 19. If I found someone who is Crown Prince degree 20, I could have them vassal me. But now, so in other words, you don't have to drop down an entire rank, as indicated here by all these different, what would you call them? They're characters. They can be a sub-rank, in other words, not an entire rank. So how exactly do you go about vassalizing a player? Well, now I've selected the village, and I'm sorry for sort of going off on a tangent there, but you select the village, then you enter the vassal screen. It's a little crown tab here on the right corner, upper right corner, and you can see it's a vassal overview. It shows you which vassals you have, how many troops are stationed. In this case, I don't have any troops stationed there. It shows you my current liege lord and how much honor I'm gaining per day from them. Now, the higher in rank you and your liege lord are, the more honor per day you gain. And as it turns out, my liege lord has some troops stationed. So if you go to the castle map, I can select these additional troops by clicking on the flag. The green flag here, it changes to green. It shows reinforcement troops. In this case, the reinforcement troops are the troops sent by my liege lord. And I can place them down as I would my regular troops. I could confirm it, and then they will be in my castle, and they will help defend my castle from attackers. Now, the one downside to this is they can also get killed. So if my liege lord, they might not like it if I kill off all their archers, if, say, I put them down here on the ground or something stupid like that, because then the enemy will immediately just kill them with melee units. So you want to be careful with your placement of reinforcement units. Consider it if you want to be on you want to maintain good relations between yourself and your liege lord. Now, getting back to what I wanted to show you from the beginning is how to vassalize someone, providing they are lower in rank than you are. Just click the Select Vassal button, and it will show you potential villages around the map. For example, I could select this one, and it says the player's rank is too high, so I'll have to find someone who's lower ranked. I'm not the highest ranked by any means in this game. Let's see if I can find someone else who isn't doesn't have a liege lord already. Let's try this player who I have as an enemy. Now, here's an alternative. Instead of going to the vassal screen and clicking select vassal to send a liege lord request, you can just select a village. Now, this is not the same as selecting your village. It's merely, you can tell by the arrow pointing to the village over here, it's selecting from this village, from my selected village, it's pointing to this one, and then it opens up a menu up on top which shows what different actions I could perform against this village. I could send him goods, I could attack, I could scout, send monks. In this case, we're going to make him a vassal. So I click on the request vassalage button, and if I click the request vassalage, I sent him a request. Now, since this player is an enemy, I really don't want to make him my vassal, so I'm going to click cancel, and now the request will be removed. He won't be able to accept it, but I believe he still gets a report that informs him that I actually performed this. I sent him a request, and then I retracted it. So that shows you how would you go about selecting or finding a vassal. And as you can tell, vassals are very important in the game if you want to build any sort of military might. And what else? The only other thing I could cover is how to attack from a vassal. Now, if I can find a vassal I actually have troops in, I should have set this up before. Let's see here. Do I have any troops here? No, okay. Well, that's okay. I can show you how this works anyway, even without troops. Now, I have selected my village here again. Now, I point to my vassal village with my village still selected. You can tell because the yellow arrow is pointing to the village from mine. In the top right corner of the screen, the little menu will change again, and there will be an attack from here button, which will allow you to attack from the vassal village as opposed to attacking from your village. So as you see, I clicked the attack from here button. Now my vassal's village is highlighted instead of my village. Even though they both look a little highlighted, you can clearly tell the pointing arrow from my village to the vassal is gone, that little yellow one, and now there's just a blue one pointing back to me. So now I have selected this vassal village as the village to attack from, and I can select something at any point that you normally be able to attack. So let's say I take this wolf lair, for example. I can attack it now by clicking the attack button up here. As you'll see, as opposed to attacking with my village, the menu for attacking with a vassal's village, it's much simpler. As a matter of fact, there's only one button there, and that will apply to attacking versus the AI or attacking versus players, attacking versus parishes. It doesn't matter. It's all just down to one button. You cannot gold raid parishes with a vassal. You cannot steal flags from a parish with a vassal. So the number of attacks you can perform in parishes, as a matter of fact, I don't think you can attack a parish at all. Let's try it once. Yep, see, it's grayed out. Sorry about that. You can't attack a parish at all, but you can attack all other targets that would be legitimate targets for a player, attacking with a normal village. So I click the attack button, and then it basically goes to the setup screen. It's as simple as that. You set up your army and you click launch attack, and the attack will originate from the vassal. So this is also useful in the sense where if you're involved in a war and you vassal a player next to your enemies, you can get in a couple of quick hits on them before they even know what's hitting them. Say, for example, I have a vassal, let's say my liege lord in this case is my vassal, and then I had an enemy who was situated right here. I could do the attack from village, and I could send an attack from my vassal right to the enemy village. Maybe that's not as illustrative as possible. Let's say instead let's pretend that this vassal village right here is further away from my village than it really is, and that I want to attack my enemy over here. Now, if I was way down here with the village that this vassal village is vassal to, I would have to send an attack all the way from down here to hit him, and that would give him much more time to respond, to see the attack incoming, and throw up a defense or interdict his village. So if I attack from this vassal now, I would get there much quicker. As you can see, it would reduce the path from here to here as opposed to going way down here in this hypothetical. You understand, of course. So I think that pretty much covers all I have to say about vassal villages. If I neglected or omitted any information, or you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or ask me. So thank you for watching, and until next time, farewell.